Do you ever feel like your songs are just copycatting your favorite artists? My name is April, I am a singer-songwriter and music teacher, and in this video we're going to be talking about how to find your voice as a songwriter. Before we get started, I just wanted to say a quick thank you to every single person who has taken Level Up Your Lyric Writing so far. This course is absolutely jam-packed with tools and techniques for making you the best lyric writer you can be. And I worked really hard on it, so I hope you enjoy it. If you haven't checked it out yet, you can do so on either Skillshare or my Patreon page, with the links in the description. The first thing I want you to consider as you're discovering your voice as a songwriter is what kind of music you like listening to. What genres do you gravitate toward, and what kinds of chord progressions or lyrics do you tend to find the most enjoyment in? It's really common for songwriters who are still kind of struggling to find that voice to write music that feels accessible rather than the music that they actually want to be writing. I know for me personally, when I first started playing the guitar and I wanted to write songs to that instrument, I tended to go with chords I was already familiar with. For instance, C, G, D, those kind of campfire chords. But I didn't really want to be writing that kind of coffee house acoustic music. So I was writing things that didn't really actually reflect my voice as a songwriter. So if you find that this is you, if you feel like the genre of your preference is a little bit prohibited, what you can do is just start exploring new things on your instrument. Now this could mean learning new chords or new programs or new things that you can do within your DAW or your instrument. But it can also mean changing up the song structure, changing up your rhythm, or even taking chords you already know and moving them around to somewhere else on your instrument to try to explore something new. This is a great way, for instance, to find new chord extensions or new voicings on the guitar. And if you play the piano, all you have to do to make interesting sounds is take away a finger, move a finger over, or just take your entire chord shape that you know and move it to somewhere else on the piano. So let's say you're already writing for a genre that you really like, but you find that your songs are just parroting everything you already listen to, right? You've got your favorite artist and your favorite band, and your songs just sound exactly like those. So in that case, what I would do is start playing around with multiple different artists that you like. So let's say you're really into the White Stripes and you're really into Lizzo. Take those two artists and see what happens when you try to mix them. Write lyrics that are similar to Bob Dylan and see what happens when you put it into an R&B song. Creativity is totally made up of combination. So if you take a bunch of different things that you like and smush them all together in a way that only you can, you're going to come up with something that sounds uniquely you. When you think of the Red Hot Chili Peppers, what is the first word that enters your brain?
California, 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 California,
California.
California.
If the answer was not California, I think you need to listen to more of the Chili Peppers. The Chili Peppers are just one example of a band that has a really consistent lyrical voice. One of the many things that makes their music so memorable is the fact that throughout their entire catalog, there's a lot of continuity. And of course, this doesn't just mean the repetition of the word California over and over and over. Chili Pepper songs take place in similar settings. They have similar characters and come from similar voices, which means that the language being used is really similar from song to song. That said, if you take another artist, someone like Regina Spektor, for instance, her language is all pretty similar from song to song, but she varies her characters and her settings and her plots so much that it feels like it's a different character for each song. In her case, the thing that keeps her consistent isn't the fact that every story feels like it's coming from the same place, but instead it's the diversity of topics and characters. Every song feels like a new sonic world that you get to explore with her. So the consistent thing comes from the fact that it's ever-changing, and the fact that her songs rely on really heavy, vivid imagery, as well as a sense of playfulness. So to find your lyrical voice, think about the topics that you tend to want to write about the most. Do you write a lot of love songs? Do you write a lot of breakup songs? Or do you write from a different story each time? Think about the way you speak. What sorts of words do you use? What things do you like to reference? Are you going to talk about your smartphone and your Instagram in your song? Or are you going to talk more about historical and literary allusions? Either way is totally fine, and there's no wrong answer. It's just about what feels authentic to you. What order do you write things in? Like when you sit down to write a song, do you pick up a guitar and start strumming and then start singing something over top of it? Or do you tend to write out an entire lyric and then try to set that to music? The order you write things in is going to determine a lot about how you write a song. If you tend to write the bass line first, the bass is probably going to be that central thread throughout the song, and everything else is going to feel like it's built on top of that bass. Whereas if you're the type of person who tends to strum a guitar and sing something and just see what comes out, your melody is likely going to be the thing that stands out. So think about those best practices of the genre you want to be writing in, and then think about the types of things that you value and look forward to in a song. And then think about whether your songwriting style matches those preferences. Essentially, are you prioritizing the things that you want to be prioritizing? As you develop your voice as a songwriter, you're going to figure out what works best for you. But if you're still kind of getting there, try a bunch of different methods. Try writing the lyrics first, try writing the chords first, try a bunch of different things, and then figure out what it is that works for you and what makes you feel the best as a songwriter. So those are a few things to consider, but how do you actually go about practicing them? Firstly, expand your listening horizons. If you're the type of person who only listens to country music and that's it, try some hip-hop. You're gonna find new and unusual things. Maybe you'll get better at rhyming, maybe you'll get better at playing with your DAW, but no matter what it is, you're going to take things from that other genre that are going to make your songwriting better. Same thing goes if you only listen to pop music. Try listening to reggae or try listening to some indie singer-songwriter stuff. This will allow you to draw on new influences and become an all-around better songwriter because you're going to have more things contributing to what you're writing. Combining genres is one of my favorite ways to experiment as a writer. Another thing you can try is taking one song that has great lyrics and one song that has great music and trying to see how you would combine them. As you write and as you discover who you are as a songwriter, remember to be nice to yourself, remember to enjoy the process, and just keep writing, because the more you write, the more you're going to get used to the things you like to write about and the way that you like to write. I hope you enjoyed this video, I hope you found it helpful, and if you did, please be sure to let me know in the comments below, leave a like, subscribe to the channel, and of course ring that little bell to be notified the next time I post. California, California, California.